What's going on, NEM crew? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be going through the process of installing 240Z style bumpers on my Datsun 280Z. Alright, so we're looking at doing a bumper conversion today. Well, I mean in my case the bumper is already converted, but you might be looking to do a bumper conversion. And in this video we're just going to be covering the front of the Z here, and then in a future video we'll be tackling the rear. The front is definitely the easiest of the two, so if you're looking to get your feet wet, this would definitely be a good place to start, and then once you're comfortable you can move to the rear. That's kind of what I'm doing. I'm kind of hesitating from doing the rear. The rear is not done right now. It's stock 280Z style bumper, but that's okay. I'll be diving in hopefully about a week or two. So look out for that video. So step one to doing the front bumper conversion would be to remove the stock bumper. Now this is not something I'm going to be going through in this video, but it's fairly straightforward. There's two brackets that come off of the body. Before you take those brackets off, you'll have to take like the outer bumper off, which I believe is 2 nuts on each bracket, and then there is 2 bolts on either side just below the marker light on the driver and passenger side. And then your bumper itself should come off, and then you can take those brackets off that attach to the body. Those should be 3 bolts, nothing too crazy. Just note when you are doing this setup, the stock horn location is actually mounted to the 280Z bumper, so you will have to either fabricate brackets or just relocate your horns. I actually have a video, I'll put it up here and you could take a look if you want, but it is fairly straightforward. You should be able to figure it out yourself. It's not that big of a process, but if you want some pointers, you can check out that video. Step number 2, that would be to like this video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. So that's a key step in going through this process. So I'm actually gonna sit here and I'll wait, just. Thank you, I appreciate it. Now, step 2 is going to be figuring out how you're gonna mount this new bumper that you got, 240Z style bumper, or refurbished, whatever it is, used bumper. Because it's not as simple as just grabbing a 240Z style bumper, taking the 280Z style bumper off, and slapping it on. In the front, it's fairly close to being that simple, but on the rear, it's definitely a little bit more difficult. So we definitely need some bracketry. Yeah, that's a word, I think. We need some brackets to allow the 240Z style bumper to fit on your 280Z. Now there's a lot of companies out there that make these brackets. In this case, I actually went through and purchased just some conversion brackets. You can definitely try and make your own. I don't know how easy or simple it would be. The brackets themselves don't look too complicated, so if you are familiar with metalworking, you can definitely give it a shot. But again, in this case, we went with pre-made brackets that I bought, and those will actually bolt up to 2 of the holes from the stock bumper brackets on the 280Z. Once you have those brackets installed, just actually before we move to the next step, just keep in mind, depending on what grill you have, you may have to make some modifications. So on my 280Z, I went with an aftermarket grill, and it was like a full front grill that kind of just covered the whole, from the top of the hood all the way to the bottom of the air dam, was completely just all grill. It looked nice, but now that we were going with the 240Z style bumper on here, there's a little bit of modification we had to make to the grill. There's a little holes that we had to cut out to allow room for the brackets. So again, keep that in mind. If you have a stock grill, I think it would work without modification, but I'm not 100% sure. Just like I said, in my case, I have an aftermarket grill. But once your grill situation is sorted out, if you have no issues, you can bolt your brackets on. Then it's really just a matter of getting the 240Z style bumper on here. Just note, it did take me quite a bit of time just to finesse the bumper just right to get it to fit where I wanted. I would recommend you have at least 2 people while going through this process, just so you can line up both sides at the same time In my case, I had to line up one side and I didn't really know what was happening on the other side, so I had to be extremely gentle, because if I tried to push too hard or move it, all of a sudden, I mean, I don't know what's happening on the side. I could be scratching it, denting it, doing whatever, if the bumper decides to move a weird way. So keep that in mind. I did learn a little bit, because there was some areas that I got some really light scratches on, because like I said, I don't know what was happening on either side as I was trying to make those small adjustments. But take your time. If you can do it with 2 people, that'll be 100% better, just so you have a little bit of peace of mind knowing you're not going to be scratching and ruining your paint, especially if you're doing like a restoration and you've just got fresh paint. Hopefully you would have tested, or you would do this before, that way you have everything kind of set up where it needs to go once it comes back from paint. That's going to be pretty much it for the process of installing the 240Z style bumper on your 280Z. Again, just make sure you take your time and go through it. Just one quick tip actually before we end off this video here is on the ends where just underneath the marker light where it kind of wraps around the front of the car. As the bolts were pulling it in, I noticed it was actually getting to the point where it was pulling the bumper in and it was touching the body. So I put a little bit of foam tape just behind the bumper, on the edge of the bumper, just to hopefully prevent too much damage to the paintwork. Again, it may not do much, but a little bit of peace of mind, I guess. It helps me sleep a little bit better at night. But again, that's gonna be it for this video. Make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell, because we will be having the rear bumper conversion video coming out hopefully very soon. And again, if you do have any questions, any concerns, just let me know in the comments and I'll do my best to help you out. All right, that's it. Peace out. And as always, stay classy, crew.